everyone. We have been discussing about the consumer rights. We are all consumers. From the obvious necessities we purchase daily to how we connect with the world using mobile phones or travel to and from work, we consume every day and in every part of our lives. So, consumer rights do really matter. Now, we will see the right to be heard. As stated in the Consumer Protection Act of 1986, the right to be heard and to be assured that consumers' interests will receive due consideration at appropriate forum is the definition of the right to be heard. It is every consumer's right to be heard. Voice your complaints and concerns as a consumer. This right helps to empower the consumers of India for putting forward their complaints and concerns fearlessly and raising their voice against products or companies or institutions and ensure their issues are taken into consideration as well as handled expeditiously. It also includes the right to be represented in various forums. It is every consumer's right. Every consumer has a right to be heard and to be assured that his or her interests will receive due consideration at appropriate forums. The right to be heard also includes right to be represented in various forums formed to consider the consumer's welfare and growth. The consumers should form non-political and non-commercial consumer organizations which can be given representation in various committees formed by the government and other bodies in matters relating to consumers. If you have purchased an unsatisfactory product, someone must listen to your complaints. You have the right to have your problem corrected. Hence, right to be heard is of great importance. While no federal agency is tasked with the specific duty of providing a forum for this interaction between the producer and the consumer, certain outlets exist to aid consumers if difficulty occurs in communication with an aggrieving party. State and federal attorney generals are equipped to aid their constituents in dealing with parties who have provided a product or service in a manner unsatisfactory to the consumer in violation of an applicable law. Now we will see the right to be heard with an example. The right to be heard. Consumers have a right to complain when there are problems or concerns. They have the right to speak up and open up to be heard. This right, both business and government are expected to respond to consumers. For example, if you have been cheated in the marketplace or deprived the right quality of service, your complaint should be heard and given due attention by the authorities. We are all consumers. We consume every day and in every part of our lives. The consumers should form non political and non commercial consumer organizations which can be given representation in various committees and organizations formed by the government and other bodies in matters relating to consumers. You have the right to be heard and make your voice heard. For instance, if the consumer charged the value of the original product by selling a local product to the consumer, and when the consumer asked him to change the product, he simply denied. In such a situation, the consumer can use his right to be heard by complaining to the consumer forums and concerned authority. Your vote is also your right to be heard and it's your opportunity to raise your voice. Every consumer has the right to file a complaint and to be heard in case of dissatisfaction with a good or a service. The consumers should form non-political and non-commercial consumer organizations which can be given representation in various committees and formed by the government and semi government and other private institutions in matters relating to consumers. It also includes the right to be represented and considered in the consumer welfare issues. So, we come to a conclusion that the right to be heard and all the consumer rights are of great importance to mankind and for every consumer. Our core belief is that people have a right to access safe goods and quality services, to be treated equally, fairly, and offered effective solutions if things go wrong. So, as a consumer, be alert and ensure you're right. Thank you.